Welcome to Jim Dedman and Sawlogs Plastic Hubs. It's Slop in the Shop time again. For those of you who may be viewing for the first time, Slop in the Shop is a video blog. It may be a project, it may be a purchase, it may be some assorted clips of something I'm doing personally. It may be, as I was told by one of my subscribers, a fashion tips where I cut some shorts off, past video, all kind of things. It's whatever's going on that's related to me in my shop. And it takes its cue from the old slop bucket that was kept in the houses where food scraps and stuff was put together to feed pigs if you had a pig out in the backyard. So that's where the idea of the slop in the shop. It's just a collection. So we're going to take this virtual bucket of video slop, roll it out there for the little piggies to eat, and you can sit back and watch it and enjoy it. Prop your feet up if you're in the house on a recliner, get you a cold drink of whatever beverage you choose. Sit back and enjoy these pigs eating. We'll come on back here at the end and tell you bye. So let's, no further ado, let's feed these pigs up real well. Okay, right there is some inserts I had to order. And I'll tell you, I'm never a big fan of ordering inserts from vendors because of the cost. These are Sumitodos that fits the solid rock bars. I always like to have a few extra. This one here is, I'll kind of bring it up. Maybe you can see it. Get it up here close enough it'll focus. It is a, there you can see what it is. This is a good insert. Sumitodo is a good brand, and I tried to reach out to a supplier that I know to see if he could help me get some, and maybe a smaller amount, and I just really couldn't get, I never really got an answer back from him. So I went to Grainger and had to order these. I mean, online, Grainger, MSC, either one, and I looked at both, and basically they both force you to order 10 inserts. So this can get kind of pricey when you do that, but it would be nice if somebody, I actually wrote to Steve and asked him about his vendor, because I think in one of his videos he actually mentioned somebody using his bar and not buying a full pack of inserts. So maybe there's a vendor in their area that handles enough of these inserts that's willing to keep them in stock and sell less than a pack. And don't try to do what I'm fixing to show you. This is a get it up here. This is the same insert geometry from Sandvik. I picked these up off eBay, which is my normal way of doing things. This pack of inserts is 50% less than these. Now, carbide wise, they're as good or better, depending on the coatings. Geometry is the same, but there's one big difference. And I've never ran into this in all my years of machining. These Sandviks actually have a 10,000 smaller hole and the screws won't work. So with that being said, this is the purchase, and this is something I'll just have to use in something else. But no, it's nobody's fault. And this is something I never knew. I never would have experienced. And that's the reason I'm sharing it. This isn't a complaint by no means about the quality of the tool. The tools is excellent. And I've got inserts, and that way maybe somewhere down the road, you know, it'll end up working out. So usually things like that does work out. So with that being said, we'll move on to the next piece of pig feed. Recently, I done a video on this rack, and I got a comment from Everett at Everett's workshop, and he was asking me about machinability of Lexan. And I think you noticed in the video that it wasn't that bad. Well, here's why. Lexan's a lot more forgiving. And the only reason that I chose Lexan for this project is I had a sheet of Lexan, or pieces of Lexan. One piece of this I actually cut a little bit small for the wine rack and had it cut. Then I cut a second piece. And the reason I chose Lexan is because I had the material here in the shop, and I can machine it like any other plastic, like a Durlin or a UMHW or whatnot. And then I also chose to put these pipes in it to make this rack. And it does look a little bit cute, but you know me, I'm not much on that. I could have used a piece of aluminum stock or plastic or wood or whatever, but I just decided to do it this way. And I just wanted to follow up in case anybody else wanted to ask the question. Yes, Lexan's a lot easier to machine. I mean, they use it for spoilers and race cars and windows. It can be heat formed. It's really good stuff. So with that being said, I thought I'd shoot these couple clips for Slop while I'm in the shop today with the camera. So I hope all that's beneficial. Hey, one of the things I discovered here on my parakeet that I needed some extra springs, so I reached in the drawer and got some more, and I cut them, so I added them to my set. How many of you have a brother-in-law? And if you do, what kind of things they ask you to do? We're going to try something, and I'm going to say that this is, to paraphrase my friend Everett Falk in Canada, this is a sketchy ass idea, but we're going to try it. I'm going to go out and try to straighten this. I brought the torch. We're going to straighten this lawnmower blade so we can straighten it a little bit. It's not going to be a separate video, and I'm not decided where it's going to be in a slop. Or I'm thinking about making me a catch-all video, so we'll just see what this comes about in. So with that being said, let me get set up. We'll go outside and see if we can take the blue flame wrench to this. I didn't even bend it, I just heated it with the torch good and got it hot, and it actually pulled it back straight. So now we can sharpen the blade. I'm gonna see how it looks balanced right now. The way I balance the blade, this one happens to have a spot I can get to. So now I'm gonna go cool this thing where I can handle it. We're gonna sharpen it up. We'll text my brother-in-law and tell him his blade's ready. Okay, these next couple of clips you're gonna be seeing is some I took at the racetrack. I didn't take a Pacific race. I just took a few clips with my GoPro handheld through the fence when I was there hanging around in the pits. I just thought I'd throw them into this week's Slop just because, just to give you something else to look at. So we're going to see that, then we'll go on to something else. I think everybody has their own OCDs. And one of them is about our tops, t-shirts and her uniform tops and stuff like that. You put them in dryers and sometimes they'll tend to dry up. So a lot of times, because she works, I'll run some laundry during the day. And part of the reason right now with our temperatures up in the 90s, it being warm like this, it's really a good time to hang stuff out. Those shirts will dry just about as quick or quicker if you put them in the dryer. And they don't shrink any, so, and they look better. I've actually done at least 2, like my golf shirts. I've always hung them, and sometimes we hang them in the house in the winter months. We hardly ever dry them, so this is one of them things we've learned. There we go. There's 4 or 5. These come in a kit, and I know these are imported ones. There we go. And but the nice part about these is this is like 20 bucks for them. They're not as good as maybe a Niagara or whatnot, but for my home shop, I tend to run everything a bit conservative, and this is one of the sizes I just don't have a lot of backup on, so I went ahead and got me 4. I always try to save these prime envelopes that just sitting on because I like to use them to mail oil cups or whatnot out with. So that's just something come in today. I hope you enjoyed Slop in the Shop. I hope you enjoyed the pig food this week, the virtual pig food video wise. I will remind you that Slop in the Shop, like every video production that comes from me, is a copyrighted production of James Deadman, Saw Logs, Plastic Hubs. For your entertainment, enjoyment, and some slight education here on YouTube. With that being said, remember when you open this video up, and if that little block underneath that video is red, where it says subscribe, please click on it and become a subscriber. My channel is growing because of people like you who watch it, and also people like you who subscribe. Unlike public radio, unlike a lot of other things, there's nobody going to call you up, beg you for money, try to sell you an insurance policy or extended warranty or some other malarkey through email or a robocall. Basically, you just become a member of the family. Also, there's the comments, and comments are always welcome. Just remember, on smaller channels like myself, a lot of our interaction is through the comments. I mean, we have viewers on my channel, even though it's not the largest ones, all over the world. So it would be impractical sometimes to go to events. So the truth of the matter is the interaction, a lot of it's virtual. So take that time to comment and then let us know what you think. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed Slop in the Shop today. Hope you enjoyed my videos, and I hope to see you in that next video, and I hope to welcome you as a subscriber. Have a great day.